Welcome back, gang, and strap in because I'm subjecting myself to yet another Descendants movie. I know what you're thinking. Emily, why? You can literally watch any other movie or show. I could, but I wouldn't get that same sweet, toe-curling secondhand embarrassment that I crave. I mean, I guess I could get a dose of cringe by watching my own shorts, but they weren't directed by Kenny Ortega. Now, if the Descendants movies 1, 2, and Rise of Red are any indication of what I'm about to expect, it's gonna be painful rapping, a romantic conflict, and some sort of ballad surrounding that, and finally, a happy ending with a generic pop tune and pyrotechnics. For those of you who missed the first two movies, this story takes place in the magical kingdom of Oregon. It's where the Disney princesses and princes live. Across from there is the Isle of the Lost, where the villains and their kids live. Think like Manhattan and Staten Island, but Disney. The main character of our story is Mal, daughter of Maleficent, and she is dating Ben, son of Belle and the Beast. He's also the teenage king of Oregon. Very impressive if you ask me. He also, in the first movie, if you'll remember, or maybe you don't, he invited the villain kids from the Isle of the Lost to come to Oregon Prep, which is the fancy boarding school that all the kids go to. Now in this one, he's replicating that again and calling it VK Day and hoping to do this once a year. So the villain kids from the original go to the Isle of Lost and they pick out 4 new kids. But I'm not so convinced that them picking the kids is the most fair.
First, I would like to begin with the granddaughter of Lady Tremaine, daughter of Drizella, my sweet, sweet friend, my Dizzy.
You knew her from the last movie. That is so unfair. But I guess nepotism exists in fairy tales too. Can't happen twice though, because I mean, that would be so obvious that they're just choosing people that are—
Come on, Squeaky. And no way we're splitting up the twins, so get over here, Squirmy, come on!
Whoa. Okay, so if your brother gets in, then that means that you get in too? That's almost as bad as the fact that their names are Squeaky and Squirmy. Their dad gave them names that kids give to their hamsters. That's some real villain behavior right there. Just think about them trying to get a job in 15 years and their government name is Squeaky and Squirmy. They are not getting a position anywhere. And for the last kid that Mal picks, fortunately is not nepotism, because I don't think she knew her before this. This is the first time we're seeing her in the whole series. It's Dr. Facilier's daughter, Celia. Now these 4 kids are about to go to Oregon Prep and live a life of luxury. But before they arrive, King Ben takes the opportunity to make everyone in the kingdom wildly uncomfortable.
But did I mention I'm in love with you?
I met this girl, rock my world like it's never been rocked.
Oh, you just know there's pain in that laugh. She's like, Ben, oh my God, you're so sweet. Stop. No, like seriously, stop. Okay, for context, I don't hate Ben, okay? Ben is great. Here's the thing, I do have a history with him. If you watch the past 2 commentaries, I just can't help but want to shove my head into a pillow anytime he's singing or dancing on screen. It just gives me such secondhand embarrassment. I don't know how to describe it, because he's not bad. It's just, he's just... Roll the clip.
I really wanna be bad a lot, and I'm giving it my best shot. But it's hard being what I'm not.
But who cares about my opinion? Because Mal loves him despite the rapping and the white boy dancing. But you know what? Ben loves her back and he's ready to rock this life with her through marriage.
Now it's you and me. It's you and me forever. Will you marry me?
She is not gasping because she is awestruck at the proposal. She's choking on air because you gave her no option to say no. Did it in front of everyone in the kingdom on the big screen. This is like the fairy tale equivalent of proposing at a baseball game on the big screen. No woman wants that. They even have a kiss cam. Turn on some 2010 club hits and throw a ball and it's basically a baseball game. But not everyone in this crowd is singing Usher's Open Magnus Yeah to the tune of this engagement. Audrey, Ben's ex-girlfriend, is not too happy with this arrangement.
Audrey, you were supposed to be his queen, and you let him slip through your fingers. Your mother could hold on to a prince in her sleep.
Dang, Grandma, stone cold. It is not Audrey's fault that Mal in the first movie gave Ben a love potion, and when that love potion wore off, Ben still liked Mal and dumped Audrey. Well, maybe it is her fault. But we got bigger problems to fry than who stole whose man, because Hades, god of the underworld, wants out of the Isle.
It's Hades! Stop the car, he's trying to escape!
I am a god!
Hades, not that scary, but good God, I am terrified by the CGI of that dragon. I feel like I'm watching a story scene from the 1998 video game Spyro. While Spyro, Mal, is fighting Hades, Audrey is fighting her inner demons.
I always thought that I'd be the queen, and there's no in between.
Whoa. Starting to see why Ben left you so fast. You really just want the royal title, not the guy that comes with it. It's not very romantic. And come on, no in between if I'm not queen. Babe, you've got a castle, you've got a trust fund, you'll be fine. But typically those who have a lot tend to focus on what they lack. Okay, this is the second time that someone in this series has broken into this museum and stolen a magical artifact. You think that they would change security guards. It's the same dude from the first movie. Or at the very least, get like a ring camera or something. However, the security officer isn't the only one off guard. Audrey pays a little unexpected visit to Mal.
It's time for a little payback. Audrey, wait!
Ah, what a horrible revenge! Audrey turned Mal into what I look like in the morning without makeup. I just can't think of anything crueler other than if she forced her to watch this 2019 Cats movie. But Audrey's reign of terror does not end there, as she decides to put everyone in the kingdom to sleep. I'm honestly a little disappointed she didn't call me first, because all I had to do was start talking about my favorite animes and everyone would fall asleep faster than her magic. Well, Audrey's throwing a snooze fest, which is my favorite kind of party, by the way. Mal is on the Isle of the Lost trying to retrieve Hades' ember, which will reverse the magic of the scepter. But instead, she learned something shocking.
Hi, Dad.
She's his daughter? Well, considering we haven't seen him in any of the other movies, he must have had an amazing reason for abandoning her.
Show me some respect, it ain't easy to neglect. My attention would have made you softer.
Ah, yes, the classic having nothing builds character. Honestly, that's good parenting in my book. You know, nothing says I love you more than radio silence. But maybe this sick tambourine solo will wash away the daddy issues. I love that the writers had an opportunity to do like a nice cathartic ballad, maybe relatable to kids, you know, who have issues with their deadbeat dads. But instead they were like, you know what would be even better? What if we did a fun rock number? Yeah, and Hades does a sick tambourine solo and they don't resolve any issues. Great, write that down. Mal might not have gotten any closure, but she did get the ember, so that's pretty cool. Meanwhile, Ben is getting his karma with Audrey.
Just give me the scepter and I'll forgive you.
You'll forgive me? I don't think so. Sleeping is too good for you. Sleeping is too good for Oradon.
You dumped her, so you're gonna forgive her? Ben, baby, where is the logic? Because it's just not there. I'm on the villain side with this one. Audrey heard the question man or bear, and instead she was like, what if I just turned man into bear? And honestly, I have to vibe with the outside of the box thinking. But unfortunately, like Ben, Mal has no common sense, and while she's leaving the Isle of the Lost, she doesn't look behind her, and guess what happens again? Mal, have you learned nothing? I feel like Abby Lee Miller right now yelling at Jojo Siwa.
Don't have an attitude that you are entitled in this world.
You just thought that you could leave and no villains would try to escape? That's like putting a 75% sweet peach bubble tea with mango jelly and strawberry popping boba in front of me and expecting me not to drink it. It's not gonna happen. Mal's little mistake leads to her teaming up with Uma, daughter of Ursula, and her goons. In exchange for them helping to defeat Audrey, Mal says that she will open the barrier for everyone to get off the island, which is clearly a lie and will definitely not get back to her later in the story. But before Mal's lies get found out, our heroes go to search for Ben in his castle, and they find a room that suspiciously looks like the perfect arena for a musical number. Ben is obviously not in this room. It's completely empty. Do we think that he's hiding in one of the suits of armor? I mean, I know that there's gonna be dancers hiding in there, and a dance number is gonna happen, but not Ben. But you know what? This is Disney logic, and that's just how these characters rock.
It doesn't mean that we're on the same side. Watch your back, watch your back, watch your back.
Whoa, whoa, shocker. There were dancers in those knights of armor suits. Guys, I think I might be psychic. Or maybe I just watched the 3 other Descendants movies and they're all kind of the same. Also, I know this is a castle, but what is the purpose of a room filled with knight's armor with a empty stage in the middle, other than just, you know, a dance number? Is Ben using this as his alpha male Hannah Montana closet? Is he sitting in there trying on the knights of armor? Well, I leave you to imagine what an alpha male closet looks like. The boys go to find Ben, but instead, they find something in common.
You're probably used to grabbing lunch off of a bush.
No, actually, no, not really. I mainly just use the vending machines to practice.
As much as it warms my heart that these guys are bonding over blueberries, Audrey is out there turning the entirety of Oridon into Pompeii. Meanwhile, Ben is still on the loose as a beastman. But you know, the girls are probably being way more productive on their side of things.
Does he love me or does he love me not? Do I love him and isn't strong enough?
Or Evie could sing to this sleeping man about whether or not he likes her and she likes her, if the true love's kiss will work or not. Meanwhile, Ben is out there looking like this. And your most pressing issue is whether or not this unconscious guy likes you. But I can't say I didn't expect this because, as we know, romantic conflicts take precedent in the world of Descendants. I feel like this would be the worst place to go to a hospital. You ask the nurse for help and she's just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of some sort of relationship drama right now. I have to go sing a ballad about it, BRB. However, just as no one expected, the fun and games don't last forever because Mal's little white lie about the barrier getting open one day gets exposed.
Amy, come on. I had no choice. No.
That's just what you get for lying, Mal. Everyone knows that when you lie, a pink mist turns everyone you love into stone. Happened to me once, very traumatic, never lied again. But this was a turning point for Mal. She learns her lesson, goes to find Audrey, saves the day, is what she should have done. Instead, she does this.
Once upon a time, she fought a dragon.
For the love of everything good, stop having musical numbers when there's pressing issues. Please, listen, I love to sing too, but not when my friends are in danger of turning into sculptures and never turning back. However, somehow Mal's musical detour miraculously doesn't stop her from finding Audrey, and together they have an epic battle. This is just like the battle between Harry Potter and Voldemort, except this one only lasted 5 seconds and nothing fun happened. Mal didn't even smudge her makeup. Side note, that is a great advertisement for whatever setting spray she's using. Won't smudge, even when you turn into a dragon and have a final boss battle. But not everyone was saved by the ember, and unfortunately, Audrey fell into a deep slumber, only able to be wakened by Hades, king of the underworld, and probably watch her furry TikTok.
Dad.
Now these are alpha males. If you don't growl at the nearest man in the room to assert your dominance, like, you're just a beta, dude. Like, are you even an alpha if you don't do that? Like, where's your Sigma Riz? Anyway, Hades wakes up Audrey, Mal reopens the barrier, everyone is happy, end of wait. Not end of story. Remember what I said in the beginning? There's 3 things that are in Descendants movie, and one of them, cue generic pop song and dance number. What can I say? I called it, folks. I could probably write another Descendants film. At this point, I'm an honorary alumni of Oridon Prep. Final thoughts. I hate to say this, but I didn't really like this film as much as the other ones. I still rank it higher than Rise of Red. That one is just, I like the OG ones. But this one just let me down, the fact that there wasn't new characters. There was Celia and there was Hades and the twins, but it just wasn't enough. I didn't feel like they played a big enough part in the story. Also, it had the second book in a fantasy trilogy syndrome. It doesn't always have to be second book. Sometimes it's a third book like Mockingjay, where you run away from the conflict in the first movie, and it's a lot of like finding people, finding things, and I just kind of got lost in the sauce. And also, how did they find Audrey at the end? I swear they never mentioned finding her ending destination. She just kind of like appeared. And also, I feel like the villain kids in this movie did not get great arcs. In previous movies, you got to learn about their hobbies, learn, you know, their love interest, that kind of thing. And in this one, Jay's big thing was bonding with the villain kids over blueberries? Like, what? However, I am so grateful that Ben did not rap or dance in this movie. So whoever wrote the script, thank you, you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for not subjecting me to that again. Ben, I love you so much, Ben, but not when you rap or dance. That kills it for me. Final thoughts on the franchise. I really like Descendants. I think it's so cute. I grew up with it, so there's some nostalgia there. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I loved all the music from it. There's a lot of bad songs, but Chillin' Like a Villain, God tier, love that one. Red is really good, and If Only. So there are some bops in between there. And I think the characters are really cute. I really am a fan of the 4 villain kids. Rise of Red, I'm not super into, but I'll still watch the other movies just to see where it develops. It just kind of was lackluster to me compared to the original ones. Those will always have my heart. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell me what you want me to watch and do commentary on next. And no more Descendants, because there's no more Descendant films. All right, guys, bye.